As much as I hate to leave Meemaw, duty calls. And this one is a real gut check.
Few things are more upsetting and disturbing than the sight of a beloved, majestic marine mammal hopelessly stranded on some faraway beach, dehydrated, suffocating, collapsing under the weight of its own body. These kinds of strandings happen all the time, all over the world, and scientists are oftentimes puzzled as to their cause. Well, today, I'm going to meet a couple of biologists, and we're going to conduct a necropsy on one of my favorite mammals.
Necropsie? What's that?
You'll see. Come on, Zach.
Oh, God. I don't know about this, Mike Rowe.
Well, it's a beautiful day here in Oxford, Maryland. I'm in Oxford, right?
You're in Oxford.
Hope so.
Welcome.
And you are?
Jake Shaner.
You're
Nice to meet
Jake.
you.
And you are?
Cindy Driscoll.
Hello, Cindy. And you are?
Amanda Weschler.
What's the proper name of this facility?
It's the Cooperative Oxford Lab. We are a lab that is divided between NOAA, Fisheries,
Yes.
and Maryland Department of Natural Resources, Fisheries Service.
What's NOAA stand for, Jake?
National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration.
And are you affiliated with NOAA at all?
I'm with DNR.
Isn't DNR Do Not Resuscitate?
It officially stands for the Department of Natural Resources, and that's what we're sticking with.
So what exactly are we going to do today?
We'll do a full necropsy and see if there's any kind of pathology, lesions, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Autopsies are done on dead people. Necropsies are done on dead things that aren't people.
What do you hope to learn by looking inside the dolphin?
Some sort of cause of death. It's not always obvious.
Yeah.
If it's not something very obvious, we're going to be able to take samples, collect the samples, send them to labs that assist us with diagnostic analysis, and ultimately get a cause of death from them.
It's really important to understand why animals strand themselves. It's also incredibly difficult. These guys respond to any and all federally protected marine animal strandings along Maryland's 3,200 miles of coastline.
Flipper.
This is our necropsy laboratory. Welcome.
That's the smell of fish for sure.
Mammal.
Of course, right. This dolphin doesn't really have a name, does it? I mean,
We prefer not to.
Okay.
This one is 22 TTR03.
22 TTR03 is our subject today. We're going to look inside the dolphin and try and learn the cause of its demise.
So we got to get this weighed first, and then we'll get you elbow deep inside the dolphin.
We're going deep in the
You're
dolphin.
going deep in the dolphin.
Welcome back to the picturesque town of Oxford, Maryland, where I'm about to assist in a not-so-picturesque aquatic necropsy to hopefully determine what led to this dolphin's demise.
Wow, if that's kilograms, this thing's heavy. How much does a table weigh?
Around 111.
That's 352 pounds of aquatic mammal that needs to be disassembled, carefully logged, and painstakingly studied. If I were to remind you that this might be unpleasant to watch, this would be the time. But I'm not going to do that because this is Dirty Jobs, and you already know what's coming.
So one of the important things that you're already doing is giving it the old look-see. So if this animal was unfortunately tangled in a net, something like that, we would look for maybe rope marks around the flukes here, right by the peduncle.
A peduncle?
The caudal peduncle.
Peduncle is a derivative of the Latin word for foot, but it's a word with many possibilities.
I mean, it just sounds like a great name for a band.
Caudal
maybe.
peduncle.
Yeah.
Or not. We note any blemishes on the dolphin and get a complete set of measurements on its body.
140 centimeters long.
We also photograph each step of the process. Doesn't seem appropriate to smile.
Boy, girl?
If it were a female, you would put your fingers in, and you are likely going to continue into a canal, if you will. Males would usually stop.
You'd run into the bone of the penis, right?
Yes.
Yeah, there's definitely no penis in here.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this is a female.
Now comes the fun part.
The outside of the dolphin doesn't offer much in the way of clues, and so we have a look inside.
Please, for the love of everything, do not cut yourself.
Okay.
There you go. You can always stabilize with your other hand, too, just like, go, sorry.
You really don't want me to cut myself, do you?
The paperwork's out of
You really don't want me to
control.
send you the papework if you do. Do you want to be the hooker or the cutter?
I want to be the hooker.
Okay, if I can get it through. So you're just going to keep tension on it?
So we're just unzipping this dolphin here.
That's the scientific
That is
term.
the scientific
Jake.
term, unzipping.
Unzipping.
We're unzipping a dolphin. Further down like that. There you go. It should be up like that.
So we're also looking for signs of blunt trauma and any kind of hemorrhage under the blubber. So if you see anything that looks like that, let me know.
I see everything that looks like that. As much as I enjoy sushi, I think I'm probably gonna have a steak tonight.
And once you breach the abdominal walls you just did, you get a nice whiff of whatever was in there, which is good. Got that? Yeah.
Zach watched Dirty Jobs growing up. Said he always dreamed of working on the show. Welcome to the show, Zach.
Zach's the barometer. If Zach's having he doesn't have a great threshold for
Do
this
you
sort
want a
of thing.
mask? I have masks.
No, he has a beard. He'll be fine.
So when we have a mass mortality event, one of our other good partners is the Smithsonian,
Yep.
and they help us out quite a bit. During the 2013 die-off, they actually came down and picked up some carcasses and did necropsies at their facility outside of DC. So it really was all hands on deck.
Did we ever learn what it was?
It was morbillivirus. There was also a big event back in 1987-88 from the same virus. They estimated that half the population of bottlenose dolphins died during that event.
Half.
Half.
It's important in moments like this to remind the viewer why Flipper has to be unzipped and why we need to know what killed this dolphin. Cindy?
Well, there's sentinels in the ocean, so we need to know why they're dying, if there's something that we're doing that's causing it, or if it's natural mortality like viruses. So it's good to keep track of all of it.
A sentinel species is one that detects risks to humans by providing an advanced warning of danger. In other words, we want to know if what killed this dolphin could potentially harm us.
Now the object is remove the organs sort of one by one.
In one swoop, if
See if we can do it.
I'm reaching into the
Trachea.
trachea.
Yes.
Okay. I'll reach
See if you
that
can
way,
pull
too.
the whole thing up.
So
All right.
that's basically the heart and lungs.
Heart and
Heart and
lungs.
lungs.
So
This is heavy too.
it is heavy.
Pardon me. Pardon me.
Lay the whole thing out here, please.
We're good.
Lunch?
Just take the heart off. That's all.
There you go.
Go ahead and put it on that as aesthetically pleasing as possible, and then
Okay.
we'll just look in, see if we see anything unusual.
We're looking for a condition called endocarditis, which looks like tiny pieces of cauliflower.
So all clear?
None of that. All
Okay.
clear.
Then it's off to the lungs for a little bread loafing.
You are literally going to make like you would cut a loaf of bread, even sections. So we look for hemorrhage, signs of foam. A lot of times this is where we'll find roundworms. So there, that's a roundworm.
That couldn't have caused.
The one, not necessarily, because most animals have some sort of parasites. It comes down to the parasitic load.
And the process is repeated with the animal's liver.
Think we're good over here?
Hi, Jake.
How's it going?
It's like a
Are
dream.
you ever gonna eat bread ever again after bread loafing organs?
No, I'll eat bread.
Oh,
Sure.
Fair enough.
But probably not dolphin.
No.
Now is when it gets really smelly, in case it hasn't already. We're going to cut into the stomach. So we can cut down the esophagus to get to the forestomach.
What do they eat primarily?
Mostly fish, honestly. A lot of squid. Most of this hard stuff in here is possibly squid beaks.
Uh-huh.
Because we had the dolphin on ice, the food and its digestive system remained preserved, allowing us to take a closer look.
That's what the dolphin's been eating.
Wow, there you go. It's a full squid. Look at that.
That's a squid?
Yeah.
If smell-o-vision were a thing, this segment would have never made it onto the air. Never mind deer pee or deer crap. This is what you call weapons-grade funk.
I don't know where it went.
But don't take my word for it. Just ask Zach, our sentinel of smells.
Gosh, I wish you could smell it. I really do. I really do.
So if you think about the amount of food in that stomach, does that tell you that that animal was sick and not eating?
No.
No, right? So
This
that-
thing was on a bacchanalia, a perpetual picnic.
Cindy remembers the number, but I always forget how long the actual intestines are if you laid them out end to end.
Say, Cindy,
What would you be your guess?
In metric.
8 meters.
30.
30 meters? No kidding.
30 meters of intestine is nearly 100 feet. Not that I doubt Cindy's expertise, but big claims require big proof. And I think we could all use a little fresh air.
Where's Jones? Come on, Jones.
Are you going to the middle?
All you need is like this, right?
Yeah, something like that works. That's fine. What's your favorite part of the animal? What a stupid
I think the
question.
stomach.
I think so too. I mean,
It's such a gift, you know? You open it up, you never know what you're going to get. It's like Forrest Gump.
life is like a box of chocolates. If chocolates made you nauseous. Is this the end?
You are at the end, sir.
All right, hold on, guys. I'm at the end.
All right.
That's a lot of weight. That's incredible. You feeling all right?
Yeah, no, just nasty.
This is amazing. All right, good. Put her down. So that's the end. Did you think this was going to happen?
Honestly, no. But I'm very curious because we've never measured one.
Well, you know, she's throwing out, it's a big claim, 30 meters of intestines
She
inside
has to
of-
back it up with something.
I felt like the viewer deserved to see the truth of whatever this is. If you're just joining us, we're measuring the intestines of a dolphin because we can.
So we're at the Cooperative Oxford Laboratory in Oxford, Maryland, performing an aquatic necropsy on a bottlenose dolphin that stranded itself on a nearby beach.
That's a lot of intestine, man. There's just no getting around it. That is a lot of intestine.
We're trying to figure out what killed it, which requires all sorts of weighing and measuring.
Okay, so the final trick of the tape in metric is 38.5 meters?
Yep.
And you said 30,
Well, you know, it depends on the animal. So.
and I doubted you. And as it turns out, well, it's longer.
While we learned a lot about its length, nothing else about the intestines seems out of the ordinary. Like all the other organs, the intestines will get snipped and sent off for testing. As for unspooling and measuring 120 feet of intestines, no, that wasn't on our shot list, but it happened.
Well, whatever else we learned today, I don't think we're going to top the basic, unassailable truth that dolphins' intestines can be nearly 40 meters long. What is next?
Next, we'd like to continue working our way down to the end.
Okay.
Uterus, that's ovary right there.
That's an ovary?
Right here.
So you can take that out
This
and put
might
it
be,
on
this is bladder.
this board.
feels
I guess
full.
there's a nice clean board.
Nice clean board, great.
Running through
Figure
there.
the ovary and
Feels
bladder
like an
deserves
ovary.
its own
Hold on.
board. How many ovaries do you expect to find?
Two. This looks traditional.
And that does not.
This does not. So obviously different coloration.
And could that be indicative of...
That's what I'm asking because I haven't seen an ovary that looks like this, but I'm sure Cindy has. So that's why we usually defer to the veterinarian.
30 years of experience walking around here.
Yes.
Could this be a sign as to the cause of the dolphin's death?
I would say it's more likely a sign of whether or not the animal had recently calved. If she had recently calved and had problems with that, that could have caused the stranding.
I was down here cutting a bit of the muscle and connective tissue off.
Uh-huh.
The trachea is hard,
Yeah.
essentially.
And the esophagus would be right in this
Yep.
area, right?
That's the esophagus
That'd be
right
the
there.
esophagus
And this is like,
there.
it's like ribbed too on the outside. You can feel
Yeah.
Hard and ribbed, all right.
Yep, that's where we're going today.
Where's the blowhole? Did you
Up on the top.
So the dolphin breathes through the blowhole.
Yes.
The air comes down here through the trachea into the lungs.
If you really want us to get in there, we could get the goose beak
Yeah, sure.
if we're really feeling wild.
Why
Get the
not?
what? And it's called the goose beak.
Uh-huh.
And that slams shut when she dives, so water doesn't get into her lungs.
Correct.
Moving on. When you follow the science, you don't always know where it will take you. And right now, we still have no idea what killed this dolphin. But when you follow instructions on dirty jobs, you can rest assured you're going to do some things that'll haunt your dreams.
Tough animals.
Yeah, you
Mammals,
know,
sorry.
they truly don't want you to cut their heads off.
Isn't there a, I don't know, like a axe or something?
Do we have
or a-
our axle? I don't know.
Yeah. When's the last time you sharpened this saw?
I mean, it came off the rack sharp when we bought it.
When'd you buy it? 1977?
You never want to, unfortunately, buy something like a chainsaw or a sawzall because you don't want the particles to aerosolize.
That's fancy talk for don't breathe in the tiny bits of dolphin filling the air. Seems like great advice.
At some point, you have to make basic decisions, and the head of the dolphin is about to come off, and we could either show it to you, or I could just tell you that it has to happen, and it's happening right now. I mean, did you want to see it? Honestly? All right.
You got it?
Yeah. I don't know, guys. That's a heck of a thing. Now, what are we going to learn?
Ultimately, one of the best things, even better than the spleen for disease diagnostics, is the spinal cord. It's not as friable as other organs.
Friable?
As something decomposes and when it starts to bloat and off gas, like rather than the liver over there that you were able to touch and feel nodules, your fingers would have gone right through it.
Yeah.
Friable. Go ahead and grab at the base where I was, and you're trying to pull that all out in one chunk. There you go.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Perfect.
With all the samples harvested, it's time to break down the remains for disposal.
Dark day, man. Dark, dark day. That is a very heavy head. There we go. So when will we learn if we actually learned anything?
All of the samples that you helped to bread loaf are getting mailed for diagnostics, and they almost always show something on more of a microscopic level. It's not an immediate sense of gratification, if that's what you're looking
Right,
for,
like
result, like today we're gonna necessarily figure something out. No, could we in a couple weeks? Sure.
Jake, make it all okay. Somebody's flicking around and they're looking at this and they realize it's a dolphin and they think, how could you? Tell them how we could.
Well, the short answer is science. We're constantly trying to learn.
If you're looking for a why, there it is. If these biologists can figure out what killed this dolphin, maybe they can prevent other dolphins from suffering a similar fate.
There you go. That's it. But not splash it. There you go.
I know I'm supposed to look into the lens and say something pithy after a day like this, but I don't have anything.
Stand back, you're in the splash zone.
I live in the splash zone.
Actually, I just visit the splash zone. These guys actually live in it.
Like it never happened.
Hey, what's up?
While we're cleaning up, a call comes in about another stranded dolphin.
So what happens next? Does like a van go out to get it, or do they bring it to you, or?
Kick you out first, and then we make a call. Just kidding.
Believe me, you
No,
won't have to kick hard.
I'm gonna call them once we're finished. I'll follow, because if it's dead, it's not going anywhere.
And the process repeats itself. As for me, I'm gonna get out while I still have a chance.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming out,
I'd
Mike.
say it was fun, but it
Appreciate
was
your
more.
help.
You know what? It was instructive. I learned
I'll put the
stuff.
hose down.
Cindy, come here and say goodbye. Thank you for your hospitality.
Sure.
Really,
It was great having you.
We learned a lot. I'm gonna leave you guys to it.
All right.
Enjoy Maryland. Have a crab cake on me, and I'll see you in my dreams.
Nightmares.